High Admiral Zixtail of the Drakon Empire couldn't contain his amusement as he reviewed the intelligence reports on Earth's defensive capabilities. The human civilization, barely a century into their space age, had constructed what they called an orbital defense grid, a network of satellites and small defensive platforms that would have been considered primitive even by the standards of most spacefaring kindergartners. These humans, he chittered to his war council, his crystalline exoskeleton gleaming under the command deck's lights. They think they can resist our might with these toys? Their most powerful weapons are based on crude nuclear fission. His subordinates joined in the laughter, their mandibles clicking in derision. The Drakon Empire had conquered 17 star systems in the past solar cycle alone. Their quantum phase cannons could tear apart the fabric of space-time itself. Their warriors, evolved from apex predators, possessed natural armor that could withstand direct hits from plasma weapons. Earth would be just another footnote in their glorious conquest. Or so they thought. The invasion fleet arrived with typical Drakon showmanship, 300 warships dropping out of hyperspace simultaneously, creating a spectacular light show visible from Earth's surface. Admiral Zixtail had positioned his ships in the traditional Drakon crescent formation, ready to begin the standard bombardment protocol. That's when their sensors detected something emerging from behind Earth's moon. At first, they thought their instruments were malfunctioning. The readings couldn't be right. The object was massive, easily 3 times the size of their largest dreadnought. As it moved into the sunlight, the Drakon bridge crew fell silent. The vessel was unlike anything they'd ever encountered. Its hull seemed to drink in light rather than reflect it, covered in what appeared to be constantly shifting geometric patterns. Where Drakon ships were all sharp angles and aggressive lines, this behemoth was elegant, its curves somehow both beautiful and terrifying. This is the TCES Prometheus, Earth's first Titan Class Warship, a calm human voice transmitted on all frequencies. You are in violation of Sol System's sovereignty. You have 5 minutes to retreat. Admiral Zixtail recovered from his initial shock. One ship, no matter how large, couldn't stand against his fleet. Open fire, he commanded. Full spread, quantum phase cannons. The space between the fleets lit up as hundreds of quantum phase beams lanced toward the Earth vessel. This was the moment when most civilizations realized the futility of resistance, as their ships were torn apart at the quantum level. The beams struck the Prometheus's hull and simply disappeared. There was no explosion, no damage, not even a flicker in the geometric patterns flowing across its surface. 4 minutes remaining, the human voice announced, as calm as ever. Zixtail's mandibles clattered in agitation. Impossible. Launch temporal torpedoes. Deploy the gravity mines. The Drakon fleet unleashed its full arsenal, weapons that had brought entire star nations to their knees. The Prometheus didn't even attempt to evade. Instead, those strange geometric patterns on its hull began moving faster, forming complex, hypnotic configurations. That's when the Drakon crew noticed something odd about the space around their ships. The very fabric of reality seemed to be folding. Multiple space-time geometries were overlapping, creating impossible angles and dimensions. 3 minutes, came the transmission. Your weapons are being redirected through dimensional shifts. Would you like to reconsider? For the first time in his long military career, Admiral Zixtail felt fear. This wasn't just advanced technology. This was science that shouldn't be possible for centuries, maybe millennia. How? He demanded. Your species was launching chemical rockets less than a century ago. 2 minutes, the voice replied. And to answer your question, we lied. Those primitive defenses, a facade. We've been watching, learning, preparing. Humanity has a saying, speak softly and carry a big stick. The Prometheus is our big stick. The geometric patterns on the Titan-class ship's hull suddenly aligned into a perfect, multi-dimensional fractal. Reality itself seemed to hold its breath. 1 minute. Zixtail made the only choice he could. All ships, emergency retreat. Return to Imperial space. As the Draknid fleet frantically engaged their hyperdrives, the last transmission from the Prometheus carried a hint of amusement-wise choice. Oh, and Admiral? Next time you consider invading someone, remember, appearances can be deceiving, especially when they're carefully crafted. The Draknid Empire never attempted to invade Earth again. In fact, they became one of humanity's strongest allies, having learned a valuable lesson about underestimating species that appeared less advanced. The incident became known throughout the galaxy as the Prometheus Revelation, a reminder that sometimes the most dangerous predators are those that choose to hide their teeth until the perfect moment. As for the Prometheus, rumors spread about its true capabilities, each more fantastic than the last. But humanity never confirmed nor denied any of them, content to let their reputation grow through whispered stories and speculation. After all, why reveal your hand when the mystery itself serves as a deterrent? The defensive satellites remained in orbit around Earth, their primitive appearance masking quantum computers that coordinated with dozens of hidden Titan Class vessels. And somewhere, in the vast expanse of space, the geometric patterns on the Prometheus's hull continued their endless dance, a reminder that humanity had mastered the art of strategic deception long before they'd mastered the stars.